President-elect Trump's incoming border czar, Tom Homan, providing some new insight now on the administration's plans to conduct what they are calling mass deportations. In an interview with the Washington Post on Thursday, Homan said he was open to reintroducing family detention centers. He said that detained migrants would have their choice of leaving the U.S.-born children behind or all being deported together. This comes after he discussed funding for the operation in what was an interview with Fox Business a little bit earlier this week.
$86 billion is a start. We need at least that to do this operation. Because we got to buy beds, we got to have air, we got to do removal flights and ground transportation and medical care of the people who arrest. $86 billion is a start.
Let's bring in CBS News political reporter Taurean Small now. Taurean, good morning to you. This story is certainly a big talker. How are immigration advocates reacting to the potential reintroduction of family detention facilities? And what were some of those issues with it the first time?
Well, Rick, Homan oversaw the zero tolerance policy under Trump that saw about 4,000 children separated from their parents at the border. Homan is responding to some of those critics during the first time who said that that's just inhumane treatment, saying these immigrants are the ones putting their family at risk when they sign up to cross over the U.S.-Mexico border illegally. We know that some immigration advocates like Unidos, the CEO there, wrote to Congress saying that these zero tolerance policies will not just wreak havoc on American families, Latino families, but also the U.S. economy. Janet Murga, who is the CEO of Unidos, wrote to the Senate Judiciary Committee saying that this could cost the U.S. economy around $1.6 trillion, her estimation, just in the loss of worker, the cost to implement these policies, and ultimately how it could devastate the family, the Latino family here in the United States.
A big question with this is Homan expected to get the funding needed from Congress to make this all happen?
Yeah, and Homan has thrown out a couple of figures that he estimates would cost to start this policy. The thing is, Congress has control of the American government's purse. If he cannot communicate the president's message effectively, agenda, and ultimately these legislative priorities, then it's going to be a tough time for Homan and the incoming president to get this across the finish line. While the Republican conference has control of both the House and the Senate, thereby very slim majorities, if it passes the House through a partisan line, they still face the Democratic filibuster in the Senate. Other measures that President Trump could take, though, like we saw in 2019, is invoking a national emergency to utilize some emergency powers through executive action. We've seen before that the president tapped into other budgets, like the Department of Defense, in order to move money around to allocate it toward the border. That is an option on the table, but again, to get that comprehensive spending that they'll need, they'll have to receive some type of cooperation through a very split Congress.
We're going to see how that all plays out. Now, Homan also said he will launch a separate campaign to locate 300,000 undocumented minors, as he describes as missing. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, this is something that we heard quite a bit on the trail. I covered J.D. Vance, Vice President-elect, and this was a number that he threw out quite a bit. What this appears to be is a misrepresentation of a claim taken from a report from the Homeland Security's Inspector General report that said around 290,000 minors who had crossed the border. The Homeland Security Department just failed to accurately monitor them and failed to give them a notice to appear in court. Now, another 30,000 minors was scheduled to appear in court, and they failed to appear. But many of these minors were released into the countries to sponsors. These aren't necessarily missing minors, but this is no doubt a number and a claim that the Trump-Vance campaign pretty successfully used to campaign on and convince voters that Joe Biden, Kamala Harris were just ineffective at immigration policy in the United States at large.
Certainly a lot to monitor. Taurean Small live from West Palm Beach, Florida, all over it for us. Thank you.